Hi, this is Donna at DG Recruit. I'm excited to tell you more about the draw model as it relates to recruiting commissions. So obviously everyone in recruiting, we are in this business to hopefully, rightfully so, make money because that is literally our profession. Our profession is to drive an economic event that will benefit us and the client through a successful placement. Obviously, with successful placements, we get paid. And so the commission model of which we are paid is very crucial to how recruiters are motivated, to running a recruiting agency, and in general, continuing and sustaining this career and profession for individuals well past the initial 1 to 2 years they're in this line of work. So the first thing I want to explain is, a lot of us, we start off at these large recruitment agencies where we're very, very young typically. We're coming right out of college, we're right coming out of another, sales job or random career track or didn't finish master's degree or whatever. You fall into recruiting, someone introduces you to it, you get into it, you're at a large agency. The large agency, you tend to be paid a base plus commission model. Now this model can be rewarded on a quarterly basis, a monthly basis, but your commissions are coming out of your billings. And sometimes there might be a threshold, as in until you bill a certain amount, you actually won't get paid because they are paying you a base salary. Now, in a draw model, these things are a little different. In a draw, you're still being paid on a monthly basis, aka yearly basis, right? You're getting this base salary. But we don't call it a base. We call it a draw. And the reason why we call it a draw is that we use it to go against your billings, and then your commission splits. After you get paid, will have to pay off your previous draw. So you're drawing money in a way from the company every single month. There's no guarantee for when you're actually going to start consistently billing. So the company, in their way to recoup their cost into you, is taking your base salary, your draw amount, out of your future commissions. So this might sound like a handful, a mouthful, whatever. I'll explain it to you more by giving you tangible examples. So let's say you're on a 60K draw. That means on a monthly basis, you are incurring $5,000 to your company. In your first month, you don't bill, so you don't get to commission because you don't have any billing. And it will take you most likely about 2 to 3 months to start billing. And then the draw is paying you once the company is paid. So this gets tricky because the candidate has to go to work, then the client has to pay the bill. So not only do you have to wait for your start date to kick in, you have to wait for your client to also pay, which hopefully should be 14 days. But if not, sometimes it's 30 days. Sometimes they're late. Sometimes you have to get really involved in the collections department. In any case, let's say you get paid month 3. That month 3, let's say your deal was $100K at 20%, that's $20,000. $20,000, let's say that's your full deal where you are the salesperson and you are the recruiter on it. So that $20,000 is attributed fully to you. Obviously on a split desk, if you're just recruiting, you would only get usually $10K of that, aka 50% of net billing, right? So that $20K then becomes your monthly your commission that you get to kind of bill off of, right? So now you've earned this money to your company. Now you bill your commission off of that amount. And usually on draws, you can get high commission splits up to usually half of the deal. So 50%. So this 20K, if it's your full deal, you get 10K. If it's just half of your deal because you only did half of the job in terms of filling the job and not getting the client, then you get to take home $5,000 from a 20K deal because you technically get like 25% of the total deal. So once you get this amount of money, you don't get to take it yet because this $5,000 or $10,000 is used to pay back your draw. So typically, if you think about these numbers, let's say you're getting the full deal, right? That 10K will essentially cover 2 whole months of base salary. So if you did 2 deals in that 3rd month that all came through, then you'd be net positive, right? Because then you'd be billing 40K and you'd be taking 20 pays off 5 from month 1, 5 from month 2, and 5 from month 3. And you get to keep an extra 5 because you're billing 20K out of 40 because you're getting 50% split, right? So the billers who bill a lot of money typically love to be on a draw because 50% net billings is great. Now let's compare that to a base structure. Let's say you're on a base, 60K, right? Let's say you might even have a small threshold. You might have tiered earnings. So from 0 to X dollars, I'll give you 5%. From X dollars to X dollars of billing, I'll give you 10%. From X dollars to X dollars of billing, I'll give you 15%, so on and so forth. So then you have this like tiered model. The problem with tiered models is that it doesn't benefit top billers, right? Top billers only care about net percentage, because the bigger my flat rate is, the more I earn, versus slicing and dicing each piece of the billing, right? So as a top biller, I actually made a lot less money because I was on a base model. If I knew about the draw model, and if someone really sat me down to understand why draws are as such, it would have helped me come around to the idea of potentially considering a draw structure. The problem when I was exiting the industry was when I was interviewing, I would talk to companies and I'm like, I don't want a 60K draw. I'm a 700 plus K biller a year, right? Like, I can bill $1 million if I wanted to, right? Me on half mast, I can bill, $500,000 easy, right? So for me to work for you, to go to another job, I want to bill $1 million this time, and I want 50% to 55%, but I want a really high base too, right? I was asking for 200K base because I'm like, I'm not just going to come to work and bill you $1 million and not get any guarantee on base either. I want a really high base. Let me just tell you something. Perm billers, that's not possible. Companies are not stupid enough to give any young person or anybody that they think is $1 million biller. They're not just going to give you $200,000, right? There's no guarantee that you're actually going to work out. So these companies that offer draws are lean and mean. They're usually boutiques. So they're not looking to they're not a big, large corporation. They're not looking to shell out giant six-figure bases. So this is an important thing to understand. My suggestion to you is that if you're really serious about learning about commission models and really understanding how this industry works and how other recruitment companies set up their businesses, reach out to my team and I. We're really serious about helping top billers, helping aspiring professionals in the recruitment space to really understand what's happening. What are the different commission models and how does that impact your life and your potential earnings? Because you work so hard, the last thing to do is to not know what you're about to earn, right? So keep that in mind. I'd love to talk to you more. Reach out to the DG Recruit team.